Hey guys, welcome to this week's review of Warhammer Conquest. This week we're reviewing issue 21, and yeah, looks like a fairly good issue this week. Just going to open this up. First off, got some more plastic crack. Got another 3 Reavers. They're really nice and really good. Weirdly enough, I already have a squad of Reavers. I used the last set to create a kill team because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I'm not getting rid of them because, frankly, they're really cool. But it'll be interesting to see what I figure out. Maybe I'll use them for conversions. I don't know. We've also got this nice little slimline book, substantially thicker than the magazine itself, which is a sample chapter of the novel The Lords of Silence, which I'll read the back. An extract from The Lords of Silence by Chris Wright, possibly Wright. If you ever watch this video, feel free to comment and tell me how to say your name, Chris. The Terian gate is broken and the Imperium is riven in two. The might of the traitor legions, kept shackled for millennia behind walls of iron and sorcery, has been unleashed. I'm going to do this properly. The Terian gate is broken, and the Imperium is riven in two. The might of the traitor legions, kept shackled for millennia behind walls of iron and sorcery, has been unleashed on a darkening galaxy. Among those seeking vengeance on the corpse Emperor's faltering realm are the Death Guard, once proud crusaders of the legions Astrates, now debased creatures of terror and contagion. Mighty warbands carve bloody paths through the void, answering their Lord Primarch's call to war. And yet, for all their dread and might in arms, there is no escape from the vicious legacies of the past, ones that will pursue them from the ruined demon worlds of the Eye of Terror and out into the smouldering wastes of the Imperium Nihilus. Dun 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 dun! Sounds cool. I look forward to reading that. Then I look forward to sticking it on eBay when I'm done and see if I can get a cut with. I'm just kidding, I'll actually keep that. I've not read much about Death Guard in terms of things. It'd be really interesting to see how you portray a Death Guard, because whilst they're often portrayed as bad guy, the idea of a rotting, festering, disease-ridden person is always played a bit weird. I'm not sure how you do it for a long-term thing. You know, having a loony is fine, having something completely alien and riven is fine, but doing it as the focus for a whole model, for a whole game. I can't even get the words right. Sorry, I'm twitching, so it's throwing me off. For a whole novel, seems like a bit of a challenge. It'd be interesting to see how the guys actually handled it, really. I've tried to write novels before. Apparently I'm really good for about 2 or 3 chapters and then I just give up. We've got this, which they told us this last week. It looked really big last week. On the thing last week, it looked like an A4 page, but it's not. It's an A5 rules leaflet. It basically has the core rules. These are all the rules you find in the core rulebook in Dark Imperium. Usually found towards the centre, but without giving you too much detail, you can see here it goes all the way through the main rules, shooting phase, soak phase, movement phase, and then on the other side you've got your charge phase, your fight phase, and your morale phase. It is conveniently sized and frankly quite easy to carry. That's going to fit in most bags and most rucksacks or army cases, so it's going to make it really easy to just take it around your mates, play it, try out, have quick fun games. So yeah, really works well for a magazine like this. Not a bad year. Oh, and lest we forget the most important part, bases. But purely from a goodies perspective, not a bad haul this week. the official value, we only have for the models. The 3 packs come at £10, meaning you're making about 20% saving, and that's nothing to be laughed at. It's not the full book, so I don't know, but in theory that's got to be worth a couple of quid. And whilst it's the kind of thing they give away free, and in fact that's what they are doing, you know, they give away free with box games and box sets and that. Again, not a bad little thing. I don't know if you can see, but you can certainly hear. You can see the thickness in here. That's reasonable quality card, so that's probably worth a couple of quid as well, just by itself as a useful thing. Who knows anymore? I have just opened the first page and nearly joygasmed all over the camera, but we'll start properly. Again, beautiful artwork, showing you what you've got in front. Learn about Terian, which looks interesting. Reaver reinforcements, so you can learn about that rule, the reinforcement rules, I hope. And the invasion of Corvon 2 begins, which, for those who've been following, we've been looking forward to for a couple of weeks, because we've been looking forward to using the bigger map, which I've got in my front room. The glorious signature of Ian, our spiritual leader, and basic contents, and Space Wolves, look! Ulrich Wormslayer flushed a series of hand signals to his brothers. It's got a nice little quick story about the fangs of Ulrich. You know what? That's what I might do. I might convert them over using Space Wolf heads that I've got into an actual Space Wolf set. That would be cool. Anyway, got a nice thing involving the fangs of Ulrich. For those of you not familiar with the fangs of Ulrich, I believe they're the guys that you get in the kilting things, but still. These got some cool stuff about, again, Space Wolves. By far my favourite Legion. I don't actually, and yes, I said Legion, they're not a chapter. They estimate each great company at 300 to 400 rather than 100. So there's got to be 3,000 or 4,000 of them. That's way too big for a chapter. That's got to be beginnings of a Legion at least. Yeah, probably less of them than there are Black Templars, but still. You know, add the reinforcement of Primaris. Who knows how many Marines there are? In case, if you haven't read the Space Wolf Codex, firstly, check out my review of it on this channel. Secondly, one of the coolest things about it is how ironically accepting the Space Wolves are. They're very different, very we do what we want. And when given hundreds of Space Wolf warriors, they just went, yeah, come on lads, and just invited them in. Particularly well integrated with the Space Wolf existing chapter, if we will, are the Reavers. It's actually in the new lore, the Reavers and the Scouts in the special chapter are both stoic loners, which are both sort of stoic outsiders, which is unusual for a chapter that really focuses around the pack. But they can repeatedly be seen talking to each other and laughing their asses off. So apparently Space Wolf Scouts and Space Wolf Reavers really get on because they have a very similar mindset or something, which frankly was one of the coolest little bits of lore. There's loads of cool big things in the Space Wolf Codex, but if you read any codex or anything, there's often little bits that turn it from being just a codex into being something that's a lot more fun, something that really introduces you to... Sorry, my voice went there. I was so overcome with emotion. Sorry. That introduces you to the world and really gets you involved in it. And for me, one of those things was the fact that Space Wolf Reavers and Space Wolf Scouts share stories, share tales, and enjoy each other's company. They get on and laugh at all the shit they get up to, which is quite cool. You've got a basic breakdown of Gunnar Grimnar, Ulrich Wormslayer, and Leopold Thunderhound. Yep. Yeah, these guys are definitely from Kill Team rather than 40k. I don't know if that is presaging stuff that you're going to get in Conquest. Maybe they'll do some Kill Team stuff, who knows. But we've got a description of Gunnar Greymane, who's a crack shot, and just with a pistol and a carbine. Pack leader Ulfric Wormslayer, and expert in stealth and ambush assaults Leaf Thunderhound. So each one of the individuals has a personality and a thing, and that's much more what you get from Kill Team. So I'm wondering if that isn't from the Space Wolf Kill Team box or something. Sadly, I didn't buy the Space Wolf Kill Team box just because, well, frankly, I've been skint lately. I've been relying on this for my model fix. One of the reasons I started collecting is because it's a great way, if you're low on finances, to keep going with the model. Anyway, I will blather on for hours if I'm not careful. Got a breakdown of the Hellblaster, which is the bigger, chunkier version, not to be confused with what we got last week or the week before. The last that we got, where we got a Hellgun, or whatever it was, the smaller one. This is the not really heavy weapon, but much closer to heavy weapon version that you get. This one, so you got the Hellblasters, and that is a heavy plasma incinerator. Sorry. I currently run 5 of the standard plasma guys that you got in Dark Imperium and 10 plasma incinerators for use as anti-vehicle. I'm looking forward to getting another 5 of the basic plasma guys whose name escapes me for now. Apologies, guys. It's been a hectic week. Got a lot of crap on my plate. Random stuff. Anyway, it goes through the war gear, the weapons of what's cool in there. It gives you more detail of the Hellblasters and their weapon types. You got the plasma incinerator, the assault plasma incinerator, and the heavy plasma incinerator. That assault plasma incinerator looks huge. It's got everything added to it. Yeah, I run guys using the plasma incinerator. I run 5 of those and 10 heavy plasma incinerators just for brutal firepower and to give them some heavy punch, as Primaris Marines don't have actual heavy weapons. What they have instead is a lot of better weapons in their mid-range stuff that can do more of everything, which is nice. We've got a bit on the Worlds of the Imperium here, telling us how they work and what they've got. You've got some of the orbital rings and that, and some of the cooler stuff they've got. What looks like a thingamajig, what looks like those big circles to be either a forge world or a really big hive world. It's got the descriptions here, hive worlds, agri worlds, forge worlds, and chapter planets. It's interesting that in keeping with the Dark Future stuff, they haven't gone with sort of like fields and that. And a lot of the agri worlds are described as big open fields. They look like a lot of them look like a supersized version of like American farms, where you've got massive fields and 1 or 2 guys in just big machines that are automated, just mowing the lot and then moving on. A lot of them are even bigger than that. But in this one, they seem to have gone for like, huge vats of stuff and things like that, which is cool. It goes on to explain how these worlds interconnect and what they do, which is nice. And the bit that actually interests me, guys, Terian, what he's like in his current form. Most of us know the basic story of Terian. He was the leader of the Death Guard. What exactly he's like now in... Obviously, that's been heavily around and in a lot of books, but if you haven't been getting the novels, if you haven't been getting the books, and I haven't had a chance to read all of them and get all of them, this explains who he was from Primarch to Demon. And you got beautiful pictures there, some descriptions, and who he is from Primarch to Demon. I'm wondering if we'll get a similar one in the future with Robert Gilliam going into more detail. I know we've had some basic detail. or whether we'll get some explain some of the others. Again, how to build Reavers in case you've lost them from the last version, and the important bit about clipper safety. Never forget your clipper safety, otherwise, you know, you'll clip off an entire arm. Some more stuff on how to paint Reavers. Worth noting, this bit will be different. There are some repeats in these, but the newer later issues actually include the newer stuff. So if you read the basic How to Paint Reavers, you can then pick up this one, and yeah, you go about halfway through it and it'll start you off where you need to be to add stuff to the Reavers that you didn't have before. It'll show you what they should look like, and whilst they lack depth, you should be able to get quite a nice little Reaver going there. It's going through all these steps you haven't got, like washes and that. And then, onto the Battle of Corvon 2. First time we're going to be using the big battle mats. Weirdly enough, it seems to be recommending we use scenery that we haven't got yet. A lot of the scenery is supposedly coming, but we haven't got it yet. So how we're going to do this, I'm not sure. I don't know if something's gone out of order or what's happened, but it recommends using a thermic plasma conduit, ruins, tank traps, ammunition crates. We have ammunition crates, promethium drums, which we have, and a hatch, which we don't have. That's a bit weird. I mean, everything up until now has been very cleverly timed to use what you've got when you've got it. This seems to be jumping several... this one seems to be jumping several bits ahead. Oh, no. It is not. It is not. Maybe it is. Oh no, it is. Sorry, I'm looking at the things, and you've got a couple of the big craters they put over the scenery, so the scenery isn't that clear. But in spite of that weirdness, just to go back, you've got all the rules, the little rules for those pieces of scenery, which is nice. It then goes through the core rules and how to use your core reference card, which is nice. Gives you a little bit of story on Corvon and the Corvon Planet core, which is cool. A second page on how to use your core rules. And then the actual battle, which is defend the drop site, which again, you've got all the bits and pieces there, and that's really cool. Gives you the army, the deployment, and the victory conditions. Worth noting, you've got a lot more space to play on this time. Not quite a 4x4 or a 6x4, but certainly a lot of space to play in. And then the counterattacks and the things to do. So you've got 3 or 4 missions, which you can play with these. If you haven't got the series, I'm sure you can work something out. I'm just going to pause the video actually for a second. I'm going to grab my copy of that mat to see if the series actually drawn in on the mat or something. Maybe I missed that. Hey guys, I'm back. If I'm honest, I was mostly focusing on this side when I opened it, but it is double-sided, and on the back side you have got the scenery just photoed on there. So while you can't interact with the scenery, you can totally use it as though you had it. So same thing as we've been having. Same things we've been having previously. The scenery is there on the board, and then you'll be getting it and collecting it as the thing goes on. Inside of the back page, more adverts, guidance, community, exploration. Worth noting, the Warhammer community is great. It's an awesome source of news. I get a lot of my news from 40k from it, and it's free, so guys, check it out. Right, onto that page. First, what we found out about last week, being Astro Granite and a brush. Not making a lot of money on that, wondering what else will come with that. Whether we'll get another sample chapter or something something else cool. Even with that, the Astro Granite's got to be 450-ish. The brush, that's a medium base, so that's probably 3 or 4 quid as well. You're making up the cost of the magazine, even if you're not saving anything, and you're getting cool stuff as well with it. Battles of the Death Guard, Worlds of the Imperium. Learn to base your models. So some interesting stuff there. And the week after that, which we always enjoy, we have got more scenery. The magazine itself, we've got Learn About the Imperium, detailed and build and paint guides, and exciting new missions, which will be cool. We've got this scenery here. So we've got some openable ammo boxes. They're actually really interesting. By the looks of it, some more barrels. I mean, we've got a lot of barrels already, but I always stack mine for scenery, so I'm assuming we use that. And some of the tank traps. I like these tank traps. I've never been massively impressed with these ones. They look a bit funky, but they are really cool and provide options for you to run and move around. You've got a nice little barrel-y thing there, which a nice little barrel thing there. Who knows what's in that? And a little square hatch thing there, or whatever that is. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Looking at it, probably about a tenner's worth. So again, you'll be saving and making money. So that'll be cool. Hope you guys enjoy this. I hope to see you next week, and I'm going to go to bed with a little light bedtime reading. So I will see you guys for my next video tomorrow. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Not sure why, but I am. So if you like it, see me there, and please tell your friends. Thanks very much. Bye.